Hello, instrumental music teachers. We're getting to the end of semester, and so it's time to start working on reports, and that includes instrumental reports. This is not something you've done before, so in this video I'm going to take you right through from the first steps through to creating an actual report, so that if you follow these instructions, you should be really clear on what you need to do to create instrumental reports. So I've logged in as Jeremy. Jeremy's watching this thinking, you wish. I'm pretending to be Jeremy, and so I'll go through the steps for his guitar lessons, and you just follow the exact same steps for your own classes. So after you've logged into Sector, on the left-hand side here, you want the teaching workspace, the little blackboard, timetable, and then my classes. You'll see a list of whatever classes you've got. Jeremy's just got the one for guitar. Over here, there's a picture of a book that says load program. Now, a program's sort of a container with all of the information related to a class inside it. So if we click on load program, because I'm doing this for Jeremy, he won't have to do that again. I've done it for a few other people as I've done testing, but it will probably come up and ask you to make a new program. If it just goes straight in, that means I've already done it for you. Here it says instrumental music, guitar, who owns it. You can put in your own name. Actually, it should come up with your own name. It's just because it's me, it came up with my name. So instrumental music, guitar, make sure that's right. It should be. Make sure your name's displayed there. And then coming down to Marksbook settings, we need to open Marksbook settings. And here where it says course type, it says marks-based. We want to click on that and choose instrumental. We've made a special course type just for instrumental teachers. On instrumental here, I'll quickly explain what these different levels mean. So this is the grading scale that we use at Northside to give feedback to students and their parents about their progress. So the first one here stands for excelling. That's saying the student's going beyond what you'd expect for someone at their level. Mastering is saying they're achieving what you expect at this level at a very high standard. So for me in Year 10 English, if they're doing Year 10 English really well, I'd say mastering. If they're actually performing at like a Year 11 or Year 12 level, I'd say excelling. Achieving means they're achieving the level that you'd expect. Approaching means they're nearly there, but not quite. Not yet achieving means they're actually below the standard that you'd expect for this level. NAA stands for not able to be assessed. That would be, for example, if a student had been off sick for a long period of time, and so through no fault of their own, you're not able to assess them, then NAA is what you'd say. And finally, ND stands for not demonstrated. This means the child has failed to demonstrate a certain competency. So this is on them, and you're saying they haven't met the standard that's required. Okay, I will hit save on that. And that's it, we're now set up. And so we're ready to start entering the data for our reports. So make sure you finish those steps though. In Marksbook settings, set the course type to instrumental. Now we can go over to the Marksbook here. And when I open Marksbook, I get to see all of my students. And you'll be able to see all of your students for your various subjects. Over here in the purple section is where we enter data about reports. So first we need to go across these options at the top. At the time I'm making this, it's 2020, and we're doing the semester 1 report. And we need to choose a template. We want the instrumental work habits template because this is an instrumental report. And here we have all the information that we need to enter for each student so that it will display on their report. We've got 3 standards that you're marking against. And if you hover your mouse on them, you get to see what they actually say. So this first one here says technique. I'm assuming you know what that means, but you're assessing the students against their technique ability. And repertoire in the second one, you can see it says repertoire at the bottom of the box that pops up there. And the third one here is oral skills. So you need to give each child an indication of their performance against those 3 things. So for Harry here, I'll say for his, what was this one again? Technique. I think he's got excellent technique. It's not quite excelling. It's not going beyond what I'd expect for a student at his level, but he's achieving the level really, really well. So I'm going to say mastering. For the next one, his repertoire. He's not quite there. He needs to expand his repertoire a bit. Again, I don't really know what these mean, but I'm going to say he's approaching because he's nearly there, but not quite. And for his oral skills, well, he's like master level. He's beyond. So I'm going to say excelling because he's going beyond what I'd expect for a child at his level. And that's it. I've entered his marks against those 3 standards. Then I skip all of the rest of this until these 4 things over on the right here. These are the work habits, and we've got special work habits just for instrumental reports. So the first one is demonstrates a high level of effort. So let's click down here, and there's no explanation of what these stand for. So I'm going to quickly explain them now. It's simply the word rarely, sometimes, usually, or consistently. So in terms of his effort, I'm going to say that Harry is consistent. He's always putting in a high level of effort. However, he doesn't always practice. That's sort of a contradiction, but just for the sake of argument, I'm going to say he rarely does his practice. You know what? Let's say usually for that, just for the sake of consistency, and brings materials to the lesson. He's very forgetful, so I'm going to say he rarely does that. So 1, 2, 3 work habits, 1, 2, 3 standards that we're assessing against. And the last thing here is comment. If I click the little speech bubble, I then get to put in a comment for Harry. And you can see it's got the information that I'd already entered in, so I can use that for reference. Oh, and it even explains what each one stands for, so that's very kind. Now, you'll need to talk to Andy about exactly what goes into these comments here, but I believe it'll be a paragraph or 2 about what you've covered with the child over the course of the semester. But yeah, talk to Andy for more details, but you simply type in whatever you want to say about the child in that section. Make sure you've got those 6 things entered, hit OK, and when you're done, you press save. I won't save because I don't want this fake data to get accidentally left in, but that's it. If you've done that, I've now finished Harry's report, ready to go on down the list and enter it in for everyone else. If you have any questions about how to use Sector, please come and contact me. If you have any questions about the instrumental program and how to assess in the instrumental program, please see Andy. But hopefully you've got everything you need now to create your own reports.